Hi, I'm Vanessa Sturgeon. What a stunning view. I never get tired of it. As president and CEO of TMT Development and a proud Oregon native, I have a passion for Portland, leadership, and our community. So we've created a series called Portland Strong, Leaders Among Us, a solution-driven conversation with some of our city's most intriguing change makers. Together, let's see how we can learn from them on how to keep this beautiful city of ours, Portland, strong. A great quality of life is one of the many reasons we have record numbers of people flocking to Oregon, and Portland in particular. Another population is growing as well, the homeless. How to humanely care for the homeless and protect residents and businesses is a debate headed for a showdown in court, and the outcome is certain to affect everyone who lives, works in, or visits the Rose City. You're about to meet the Portlander leading that very delicate charge, Paul Conable, partner at the law firm Tonkon Torp. Do you have any personal role models or people that inspire you?
It's a cliche, and I wish I had a non-cliched answer, but it's my folks, it's my parents. I think what I learned from my parents is if you're leading a team, if you're leading a group, if you're leading a family, you're the person who's giving the most, right? You're the person who's working the hardest. I was so lucky, though, to come in with the leaders I came in with at Tonkon. These were people who had tremendously successful practices who chose to be part of a team.
So right now, you're involved in a really delicate situation at City Hall. Can you give us an update on that case?
Sure. We've just learned that the mayor of Portland is intending to extend the current state of housing emergency that's been declared in the city of Portland. It'll be interesting to see where that leads us. The last state of housing emergency, or the original declaration of housing emergency, led to the camping policy, the street and sidewalk camping policy that created the lawsuit that you referred to.
It's especially surprising given the format of city government and that it takes 5 votes, so generally you want to build at least some sort of consensus before you take this out as a broad policy.
That's part of the point of the lawsuit is there's a reason that our government works the way it does. Before you say, we're going to devote our sidewalks to tent camping, you need to go through a public process and you need other people to vote on it. And it's in the process of getting those 5 votes that maybe a bad idea can be turned into a good idea.
Right, and I think you touched on an interesting point too, which is that there are so many different types of homeless people on the street, so there really is no one way to attack these issues.
You keep hearing people say, well, what's the solution to homelessness? And I think when you ask the question that way, you invite what I think we've seen in this city, which is a sense of hopelessness and a sense of the apathy that hopelessness creates. What the mayor's policy said effectively is, we can't do better than this. We're not, I know the law says this, but since we can't take care of this problem, and since we can't provide for you, we're just going to pretend that the law doesn't exist and you can live on the sidewalk. That's not humane. That's not solving any problem for any person, not one homeless individual in this city. And in the quilt of people who fall in the broad heading of homeless, not one of those people was made safer, was made happier, was made healthier as a result of this policy.
So Paul, what are some of the things that you see as potential solutions here?
I think the first place any solution has to start, and we've talked about this before, is in communication. Let's start breaking this problem up into manageable pieces and addressing them.
How do you see the rest of the community getting involved in the solution?
I think part of leadership here is involving the very voices that have not been invited to participate in this process to date. The neighborhood associations who are deeply affected by this, if there's going to be conversations about where we're going forward, they have to be involved. The business community, which sees the effects of this.
Well, Paul, the solutions-oriented leadership that you've provided on this case has been phenomenal, invaluable, and I'm so thankful to you for it. Is there anything that we should know about you Any little trivia fact that maybe not a lot of people know?
I had a previous life, I think is the best thing you can say. Before I became the jacket and slacks wearing lawyer you see before you, I was a professional actor on stage for about 5 or 6 years after my undergraduate. Basically, if you needed a big dumb guy in your play, like if there was going to be a guy who was going to wear overalls and have like straw in his hair, I was pretty much your go-to guy. So.
Well, some people would say that actor to trial lawyer is a perfect jump.
Once you've done that, you can't get scared getting up on your feet and talking in front of people.
Exactly. Paul, thank you for coming today and joining us for Portland Strong Leaders Among Us.
It was my pleasure, Vanessa.